Since this is my business channel, entrepreneur channel, investment channel, I figured I would do a quick look at real estate in South Florida to help you understand a couple of things about markets. Number one, you don't want to jump into markets with amateurs. Why? Because amateurs will stupidly bid up things way beyond their actual value. Unfortunately, there's a lot of amateurs out there, and they could do this and impact markets for many, many years, unfortunately, as it has with real estate. My basic premise here is that real estate is so overvalued across most places in North America. I'm in Canada, but I look at markets all over the place. It's so overvalued relative to what you get. But people, the amateurs out there in the market, they're going to try to get what they want to get. And there's a lot of psychology in this. Anyway, I'm going to show you this crazy listing in a community in South Florida, which I know. And I'm going to show you some numbers, and you're going to freak out. You're going to freak out. And then, we'll take it from there. So let me jump into this. Okay, so here's this listing in a place called Delray Beach. This is a relatively small, high-end beach community, about 70,000 people. Very nice. I spent my winter there, like for 4 months. I spent 4.5 months there. Anyway, so here's a place for sale. It's a decent-sized place, 1,300 square feet. Look at the asking price, $1.195 million. But you go, oh my God, look, the condo, they've reduced the price by $55,000. That's amazing. Hold on. So let's scroll down. Well, first of all, you want to look at the HOA fees. This is crazy. I don't know if this includes insurance. Probably doesn't. So you're buying a debt. When you buy this property, you have, outside of every other cost, you have to pay $917 a month, and it will probably go up just to own the place, just to have the pleasure of owning it. But let's scroll down. Here's the thing about the U.S., by the way, which is cool. They don't do this in Canada. You can get a full price history, and you get the taxes everywhere, but you get a full price history. You can see the activity on the property. So you see, as I'm recording this, we're June 25th, 2025. So on the 12th of June, they decreased the price, right? After having listed it in May 2025 for $1.250 million or 931 square feet. Now, this may seem pretty good, except when you scroll down, you see in 2024, they had listed it in 24. They at 1.5 million. No bidders, obviously. They put it up for, I guess this is rent. Nobody's renting, right? Rent. May 2023, rent. See, they're trying to rent it. See, they try to put it at $8,000 a month for rent. New buyers by the looks of it. So we keep going down. 218. See, they're always trying to rent. See, 218 just a few years ago was $3,000 a month for rent. And then like a year or two later, they pushed it to 3 years later to almost 9,000, right? This is nutso pricing. So let's go back down to 2012. So about 13 years ago, it was sold for $290,000. $290,000. And today, they want almost 1.2 million. Think about that. They're going from, so basically 1.2 million is what they want today. And what they paid 13 years ago was 300,000. Well, 290, but 300,000, right? So you have typically real estate should go up at most at the price of inflation, right? So this is crazy. This property should be maybe 450,000, 475. So this dude or dudette bought this place for 290 13 years ago, and now they're trying to get 1.2 million from it. It's absolutely insane. And this is the classic example of the amateur market at play. Now, if you go back, what's interesting, so in 2006, It actually sold for a little more than it was sold for 400,000, 390. So when the person who bought it in '06 sold it in 12, 6 years later, they actually lost $100,000, right? So anyway, so you can see how this is a crazy price that they're asking for, right? Just 10 years later, it's unbelievable. So that's a classic example of the nature of the amateur market. So this person who bought it for under 300,000, just 10, 13 years later, they're trying to get 1.2 million. It's absolutely insane. And this is for a 1,300 square foot place. Nice place, nice town. It's on a noisy street, 6th Avenue. There's a lot of traffic, so I don't know if you're hearing the noise from your unit here. I'm guessing you do during the busy seasons. If we go back, so here it is with the red pin. Yeah. 7th and 6th are pretty, well, 7th is not too bad. 6th Avenue is very busy, like fast-going traffic. Yeah, I would be very concerned about having a property here because you're going to be on this busy street. As I said, I was there for a long time. You see all the prices for things that are selling here. Anyhow, there you go. That's the story. Amateur market time. That's the problem with real estate. It's filled with amateurs. So they bid up things, and then when the prices start crashing, as they are now, they're very slow to adjust because they have it in their head that this place is worth 1.2 million. So for them to, and they forget that they only bought it for, was it 290,000? If they got $500,000 for it, that would be great. 10-year return, double your money in 10 years. It's better than the stock market. Well, it's about as good as the stock market. If they got only $500,000, which is, much less than half of what they're asking for now, it would be a good price. But they're greedy, very greedy. So that's why the crash is going to be slow unless something gives. Of course, there's also supply and demand. If people want to come and live in this particular part of town, a lot of people will pay a premium for it. I wouldn't. I can rent. Remember, you also have taxes, condo fees, HOA fees. The HOA is $900 a month US. Then you probably have to pay insurance on top of that. So you're probably looking at $20,000 to $23,000 carrying costs. You have to pay out of pocket before you even pay the mortgage. That's how expensive this is. So this is a crazy market. People are nuts, and a lot of it is driven by amateurs. They get caught up in the mania, which is a psychological event. In many places in the world, property values actually diminish in value over time because, let's face it, a 15-year-old building is going to have a lot more problems, much more maintenance for you to do than a brand new building, right? Like personally, what would you rather buy? A brand new car or the 10-year-old model? You want to buy the brand new one because the brand new one has all the latest gadgets, it's up to date with the style, and it's going to have the least amount of problems most of the time. Same thing with real estate. When you're buying old buildings, there's constant repairs to be done. A lot of times the interior decor is really dated. Not a good thing. So when I bought my place here, it's in a luxury building. The previous owner had done some renovations to it to modernize it. Some, not the best either. I recommend when you buy a place, don't buy a place that's in pre-renovated unless you find the style choices to be fantastic. And you find that when the people renovated before, they lived there for several years. Why? Because when people will buy a property and they'll renovate it really crap. So that's what they did here. He renovated, he got in a designer, there's no question about that, which is good. But he used like the base materials in some of the renovations, no questions. I gutted a kitchen. I spent a bunch of money on just gutting the kitchen, putting in marble, that kind of stuff, because and a bunch of other things, because it's an older place. He did renovate it. It was better renovated than a lot of other units I've seen here, but still had a lot of work to do. Older place, Anyway, there you go. I hope that's a lesson. Amateur markets are dangerous because you got amateurs in there, amateurs will bid things like crazy. I learned this back in the 90s when I had my first business, had nothing to do with technology. And we would go to, for a little while, we would go to auctions of bankruptcies of businesses. We wanted to buy a desk for office furniture, computers, etc. And we stopped going after 2 or 3 of them, something like that, maybe 3 or 4, because we saw that when you had open auctions with amateurs, people would bid up stuff beyond the retail price. It was absolutely insane. So I remember the last one I went to, this guy, we were looking to buy a couple of Dell computers. I always remember this. And so the bidding started. So I put in a bid, and this dummy beside me bid them up more expensive than new. It's like, I said to him, you could have bought those computers direct from Dell, brand new, fully warranted, for less than you just paid for these old machines. So after that, I told my partner at the time, I said, no more amateur auctions, because people will just bid things out of whack. Anyway, there you go. I hope that helps. A little real estate and business lesson.